They thought Earth was weak. They were wrong. In a far corner of the galaxy, the Galactic Council gathered once again. Tall, strange aliens from many worlds sat in a great hall floating in space. They looked at a glowing map. One small blue planet blinked at the edge. Earth. "Still no movement?" asked a cold, silver-skinned creature named Vurex. "None," replied a tall, insect-like alien. "Humans are quiet, primitive, no space fleet, no threat." The council laughed. "They fight among themselves. So emotional, so slow to grow," said another. To them, Earth was nothing, just a planet full of weak, short-lived creatures. The Galactic Council had watched humans for many years. They saw war, anger, love, and fear. But they saw no power, no great ships, no weapons that mattered. Still, there was a strange silence around Earth. Other planets near it had once been attacked, studied, even conquered, but not Earth. Every race that tried disappeared. One young alien, T-Lock, looked at the map and frowned. He was new to the council, and he didn't laugh. "What about the Varn Empire?" he asked. "They tried to land on Earth 80 years ago. Their whole fleet vanished. A storm. A failure." "Maybe they crashed," said Vurex, waving a hand. "That planet is boring, weak, a dead end." But T-Lock didn't believe it. He asked to send a scout ship. A small one, quiet, just to check. The council agreed. They had no fear. The scout ship, Observer 9, left the council station and flew through deep space. Inside were 3 alien officers. They were calm, confident. Earth came into view. Blue oceans, white clouds, green land. So peaceful. "Look at it," one officer said. "Like a toy planet." They sent a signal. No reply. They scanned for weapons. Nothing. They moved closer. Then everything changed. The ship's lights flickered. The computers froze. A cold wave spread through the ship like something alive. "What is this?" the pilot shouted. The last thing they saw was a shape, massive, black, and fast, rising from Earth's shadows. No heat, no signal, just a silent hunter. The ship's final message reached the council only partly. "They are not what they seem. We were wrong." Then silence. No wreckage. No sign of the crew. Just gone. The council called it a technical error. A system failure, they said. But T-Lock wasn't sure. He searched old files, found reports, warnings, whispers. Every species that had tested Earth disappeared. One note stood out. It was over 100 years old, written by a dying alien captain. "They look like prey, but they are built for war, and they are waiting." T-Lock closed the file and looked at the glowing map again. Earth still blinked, still silent, still alone. But now the silence felt different, like the deep breath before something terrible wakes up. Some secrets should stay buried. This one refused to. After the strange loss of Observer 9, many members of the Galactic Council moved on. They called it an accident, a glitch, a system bug, but T-Lock couldn't forget. Why did that ship vanish without a trace? Why was there always silence around Earth? T-Lock worked deep in the Council's data archives, a cold place filled with old reports and locked files. Few ever came here. Fewer cared about what was hidden in the past. He searched for anything about Earth. Most of it was normal. Weather scans, communication logs, satellite maps. But then, T-Lock found something strange. A locked file, marked Project Origin, Red. Level clearance. It was over 300 years old. Older than the Council itself. T-Lock bypassed the security code. He wasn't supposed to, but he had to know. The file opened with a warning. This planet was never meant to evolve. Inside, he found a name. The Ark species. and under it, humanity. The file showed genetic scans of early humans, but it wasn't normal DNA. The strands were mixed, designed, controlled, engineered. Talak whispered. Humans weren't natural. Someone or something had built them, designed for pain resistance. Fast learning, extreme survival, emotional drive, rage potential. But then the creators vanished. No name, no record, only one note. They were the last weapon, but they became unstable. Earth was abandoned, forgotten, buried under new stars and new laws. Talak felt a chill. This wasn't just about one planet. This was about something the Council never wanted to remember. He took the file to his mentor, Elder Juron, a quiet, old alien who had once worked on classified missions. Juron read the file, slowly, carefully, then closed it. You shouldn't have opened this, Juron said. It's not just history, it's a warning. Why didn't the Council destroy this? Talak asked. Because they were afraid, Juron said. Afraid that if the truth is lost, the humans might wake up and show us what they were built for. Meanwhile, back on Earth, something old was waking, in a hidden desert base, buried. Deep under rocks and sand, a machine powered on for the first time in centuries. It scanned the stars. It saw the alien scout ship vanish. It read the Galactic Council's movements, and then it activated a silent beacon. Only human minds could hear it. On Earth, a young soldier named Jacob woke from a nightmare. His heart was racing, his eyes glowing faintly in the dark. In his dream, he had seen space, war, fire, alien screams, but it didn't feel like a dream. It felt like a memory. They didn't come in peace, and they didn't leave at all. The Galactic Council grew tired of waiting. The disappearance of Observer 9 had made a few members nervous, but most still believed Earth was nothing to fear. We need proof, said Commander Vurex. Send a contact team. Not spies this time, warriors. They chose a young alien commander named Kale Rax, hungry for glory. His mission: land on Earth, capture a small town, and return with humans as prisoners. It would be easy. Quick. His ship, Talon Blade, flew into Earth's sky, hidden under a stealth field. It hovered over a quiet human town surrounded by forests. Primitive place, Kale Rax said, smirking. No weapons, no defense. His soldiers, tall, armored, glowing with alien tech, landed in the middle of a sleeping street. They expected fear, surrender. Instead, they found silence. Then, one alien turned a corner and vanished. A second soldier moved in. His tracker beeped once and then flatlined. Kale Rax ordered the team to move as a group. They stepped into the darkness. Then the shadows moved. A trap snapped shut. Screams, blaster fire, and then nothing. From the rooftops, humans dropped like ghosts. No armor, no lasers, just speed, fire, and fury. They moved in packs like wolves. One alien tried to fly away. An old hunting spear went straight through his flight pack. He crashed. Burning, Kale Rax fought back, shouting orders. He saw a man, barefoot, shirtless, dodge plasma shots, leap high, and punch through alien armor like paper. That's impossible, Kale Rax gasped. But it was real. Minutes passed. Then hours. Kale Rax's team was gone. All of them. He ran into the woods, bleeding and alone. A young human followed. Not to kill, but to watch. The commander reached his ship. Broken arm. Torn face. Mind shattered. He sent one last message to the Council. They are not what we thought. They are war. They are awake. Then he passed out. Far away, Talak received the message. He watched the footage, blurry, shaky, terrifying. One human was seen clearly, calm, eyes glowing faint blue, no fear. Talak whispered, "They're changing. No, they're remembering." Back on Earth, in a dark lab under the mountains, The old machines continued to wake. Giant pods opened. Black steel rose. Symbols lit up. Symbols no human had seen in thousands of years. One of the glowing screens read, "Defense mode complete. Next phase, strike." The truth about Earth was never lost. It was buried. Talok sat in silence. The video from Commander Kale Rax played over and over on his screen. His soldiers, destroyed, their bodies crushed, their weapons useless. The attackers, simple humans. No armor, no high-tech gear, just raw speed, strength, and perfect coordination. Talok knew the Council would soon erase the message. They didn't want fear. They wanted control. But fear had already taken root. He sent a secret message to Elder Juron. In a hidden chamber deep under the council building, Juron pulled out an ancient tablet, covered in dust, locked for centuries. He opened it with a passcode. Only the elders knew. Inside was the original truth, before the council was formed. Before Earth was ignored, it told of a species called the Makers. They created weapons, not for war, but for total survival. Not machines, but living tools. They made only one true success. Humans, built to adapt, built to endure, built to fight, even when nothing is left. But something went wrong. The Makers feared their creation. Humans started learning faster than expected, evolving, without control, forming ideas, creating emotions, and one day, the humans turned on their creators. No one knows how. The data was corrupted, but in the end, the Makers disappeared. Earth became a silent place, a warning, a cage. So the stars stayed away, until now. Back on Earth, inside the mountain labs, the old machines continued to wake. A group of scientists, descendants of soldiers from long ago, watched the systems come online. They weren't surprised. They had been trained since birth. One woman, Dr. Eva Wren, looked at a glowing screen. It showed hundreds of sleeping war machines under the planet's surface. She whispered, "They've come again, haven't they?" Her assistant nodded. "Yes, and they took one of ours." Eva walked into the next room, a huge chamber. In the center stood a metal giant. Not a robot, not a drone. It was human-shaped, but larger, stronger, covered in armor older than any nation on Earth. It opened its eyes. At the same time, Commander Kale Rax woke up inside a cold prison cell on Earth. A human soldier stood nearby, arms crossed. "You're lucky," the soldier said. "You were the only one we didn't kill." Kale Rax stared. "What are you?" The soldier leaned closer. "We're what your council forgot. We're the reason your people fear the dark." Then the lights went out, and Kale Rax screamed. On the Galactic Council station, panic spread. Talok watched as debates turned into shouting. The word invasion came up. Some wanted to attack Earth again, with full fleets. Others said it was too late. "They're not just a planet anymore," Juron said calmly. "They're a force." No one believed him. But soon, they would. You can't scan what's hidden in the blood. The Galactic Council had seen enough. After the failed missions, the lost fleets, and the final warning from Kale Rax, they voted. War. They sent 5 heavy battleships toward Earth. Each ship held thousands of soldiers, mechs, and orbital cannons. Their plan was simple. Enter the solar system, demand surrender, or destroy everything. "No more mistakes," Vurex said coldly. "We burn them if they resist." The ships arrived near Earth. They waited. No reply. No weapons aimed at them. No human warships. "Still primitive," one commander said. "This will be quick." But they didn't know what waited under the ground. Far below Earth's surface, in labs hidden since ancient times, the final stage had begun. Dr. Eva Wren stood before a command console. "Their fleet is here," her assistant said. just above orbit. Eva nodded. Then we begin the reveal. At first, nothing happened. The alien ships floated silently over the planet. Then all of their sensors went blind. Power blinked, screens glitched, signals jammed. One by one, the alien ships lost control of their systems. "What's happening?" shouted a pilot. "It's coming from Earth," screamed an officer. Then they saw it. From the planet's surface, dark shapes rose through the clouds. Not with fire, not with noise, silent like shadows. Sharp-edged, black-armored ships, smooth, fast, built for only one thing: war. These were not normal human ships. They carried no fuel tanks. They left no heat signatures. They were powered by something older than any alien could understand. One of the Council, commanders panicked and ordered an attack. Lasers fired. Nothing hit. The human warships moved too fast. Too unpredictable. They vanished, reappeared, and struck with non-detectable weapons. Alien ships began exploding in silence, cut apart with surgical precision. Back on Earth, Dr. Wren watched it all through a screen. "Don't destroy them all," she said calmly. "Let one ship live." "Why?" asked her assistant. "We need someone to deliver a message." Only one alien ship made it back to Council space. Its hull was cracked. Its weapons were gone. Half the crew was dead. The rest refused to speak. The Council brought in the captain for answers. He stood shaking, his eyes wide, his voice broken. They had machines, like ghosts. But it wasn't the machines, he whispered. "What was it then?" asked Talok. The alien leaned forward, trembling. "It was the humans. They became the weapons." The ships listened to them, like the tech was part of their blood. Across the galaxy, fear spread. The name Earth was no longer spoken with laughter. It was whispered, like a curse. They didn't just fight like weapons. They were born to be them. In a hidden base deep in the Rocky Mountains, Jacob sat in silence. He was one of many young humans who had started to change. They weren't trained in war. They weren't part of any army. But something inside them was waking, something old, buried deep in their DNA. He could move faster, heal quicker, sense things before they happened. And every night, he dreamed of battles in space he had never seen. Dr. Eva Wren entered the room. She looked at Jacob, then at the others behind the glass. Men, women, even children, all war-born. "We need to prepare them," she told her assistant. "They're not soldiers," he said. "No," she replied. "They're something else. They're what Earth made when it was abandoned. Survivors, fighters, weapons with hearts." On the Galactic Council homeworld, Talok stood in front of the high leaders. He showed them the data again, the ancient files, the missing ships, the destroyed fleet. "They're not attacking planets," Talok said. "They're just responding. You called them weak. You touched their world. Now they remember who they are." Vorex laughed. "One world can't fight the entire galaxy." But Talok looked him in the eye. "Then why are you afraid to send more ships?" Meanwhile, on a dead moon near Earth, a secret human facility activated. It was not built by any government. It had no flag. Inside were black suits, weapons that reshaped themselves, and a dark room called the Core. A message appeared on the wall. "War-born units, begin the hunt." Back on Earth, Jacob was given his suit. It didn't feel like armor. It felt like skin. Like it knew him. He looked in the mirror and didn't recognize himself. "Am I still human?" he asked Eva. She smiled softly. "Jacob, humans were made for peace. You were made for what comes after peace fails." That night, across the stars, a new signal was sent from Earth. Not to threaten, not to warn. It was a challenge, a single phrase. "We remember." In Council space, panic grew. Some planets wanted to flee, others wanted to beg for peace. But for the first time in thousands of years, The galaxy knew fear. Because the humans were not building an army. They were awakening one. They came to judge us. Now they beg for mercy. The Galactic Council held its final emergency meeting. Worlds were leaving the Alliance. Trade routes were empty. Fleets were hiding. And in every corner of the galaxy, whispers grew louder. The humans are coming. Vurek stood. In front of the council screen, his voice shaking. We must strike Earth with everything we have. Now! Before they finish whatever they're building. But Talak stepped forward. No, he said. We already lost. On Earth, the skies opened. From hidden bunkers, from oceans, from deep space, the war-born rose. Not just soldiers, living weapons, each one enhanced by ancient code buried in their blood. They didn't need ships. The ships responded to them, merged with them. At the heart of Earth's orbit, a massive station powered up, the Arc Core, a relic from the Makers, now controlled by the humans themselves. Jacob stood at its command center, his eyes glowing white. All systems ready, the AI said. He didn't smile. He didn't celebrate. He just gave the command. Send the message. The Galactic Council's top systems suddenly lit up. Every planet, every station, every comms tower. All screens displayed a human face. Jacob. Behind him, black ships floated like shadows in space. He spoke calmly. We were made by those you feared, left behind as an experiment or a warning. You mocked us, called us, weak, sent scouts, sent ships. You saw only animals. But now you see the truth. We were made for the end of things. The screen glitched. Now it showed human war fleets over multiple council planets. No fire yet, just waiting. Jacob continued. We don't want your surrender. We don't want your planets. We don't want peace. A long pause. We want you to remember. And then the ships vanished. No attack, no invasion, just silence. Across the galaxy, leaders panicked. Some begged for peace. Others started destroying their own fleets, afraid the humans had hacked them. But Earth stayed quiet. No more messages came. No more signals. Only that silence. That terrifying silence. Back in the hidden base, Jacob took off the command helmet. His breathing slowed. Why didn't we finish them? The AI asked. Jacob looked up at the stars. Because they need to live with what they did, he said, and what we've become. Fear, he added softly, is a better teacher than death. In the void of space, Earth's final message still echoed in broken systems. They thought we were weak until they saw what we were built for.